All right, as we move to the 2020 season, and of course I mentioned the coaches caravan last night. We had Coach O, we had both coordinators, Pelini and Enminger. We had Kevin Falk, we had Scott Woodward. We are going to play some sound from that, but let's start off with Coach O. He talked about trying to keep everything normal right now, and listen to what he says at the end.
We kept our installation throughout the spring. Now we're reinstalling our same install for the third time, just like we do if we're here. And they're going to hear it in camp for the fourth time. So we've done everything we can except hands-on coaching with our guys. And I think it's going to pay off when we get back. Hopefully we can get back soon. I saw a lot of guys that look good, they're in shape. Our fans are going to be happy to know I saw Myles Brennan. He's weighing a whopping 218. And I think Myles weighed about 180 when we got him here. So things are looking good.
218 pounds. That's actually more than I weigh right now. And I played fullback in the NFL, 218 pounds. And when I asked Coach O that question last night, he kind of sat up in his chair a little bit. I mean, he's proud of that, and he should be. And Tommy Moffitt and the nutrition over there that they've rolled out, and that team does a fantastic job. I mean, that's really been a question mark with Myles is, okay, can he gain some weight? Can he stand tall in the pocket? And all those things. And he's continuing to do that.
They need to bring me on staff to be a weight gain coach.
Good weight, Hunt.
I gained 60 in college. Is that good?
60?
Yeah.
You gained 60 pounds in college?
I did, from 170 to 230.
Hunt, what were you doing?
Very little. Very little.
I mean, I got here at like 210, and Moffitt made me get to 230, and I realized how hard that was. Like,
you just got to go over to Bogey's and then hit Pluckers at about 1 a.m.
Bogey's knew my name, but Bluebell ice cream was something that Moffitt made me eat to gain 20 pounds. You gained 60?
That's right.
You just took all the juice out of the Myles Brennan being 218.
Sorry about that.
In fact, let's get Coach Enminger talking about Myles Brennan to get back on track here.
I think Myles is going to have a great season. I really do. I tell you what, being able to spend 2 years behind Joe Burrow did nothing but help him. I saw in the first 3 practices of spring, his demeanor at the line of scrimmage, his checks at the line of scrimmage, his presence in the pocket was better. Everything about him was good. And so, we went back and I took all the cut-ups of every throw he threw last year. And, it's usually in a mop-up roll and everything else. But you'd be surprised at how accurate and the good things that he did. I'm very confident that Myles is ready to lead this football team. So, just say, join the bandwagon, let's go.
Join the bandwagon and let's go. I loved how that clip ended there from the offense coordinator, Steve Enminger, because if you think that was just Slinger saying that because the cameras and the microphone were on, you don't know him very well.
No,
because a question came in last night and they asked him, are you concerned about the offensive line after losing so many guys to the NFL draft? His answer, I'm concerned. And so he's transparent as you're going to get in college football. He talked about the offensive line, and he said there's positions where we feel really good. He said there's some where we know we have to work and we have to get better. So he doesn't hold back. And so he has watched Myles Brennan. He has watched him over the last couple of years. Let's remember, this is their 4th season together. Now, I realize he wasn't the OC that first year. That was Matt Canada, but he has been on the offensive staff his entire time here. This isn't like he's getting a transfer or he's getting a young football player. And so when Enminger says he feels confident in Myles Brennan, one of the very few times I believe a college football coach.
Look, I have a strange confidence about Brennan. He's been here 4 years, and he's been under essentially the same coaching. I mean, Ensminger's been here the whole time. Obviously, you had Brady come in. You've had Canada, but he has been coached essentially by Enminger for a very long time, and he's got so many weapons around him. And the offense that they've put in, and I don't know anything about installing an offense and calling an offense and all that kind of stuff, but Steve Enminger called that offense for 15 games last year. He can still call it. It absolutely helps to have Joe Brady there, but it's going to be a lot of the same stuff. And that offense creates space and mismatches and opportunities, and Brennan's got the ability to play in it. It's not going to look like it did last year. It never will. But I think Brennan's going to play really well. I feel good about the quarterback squad because it's an old guy with some talent, and mainly because the weapons that he's got at his disposal, just to get them the ball and let them go, is remarkable.
I'm glad you mentioned those weapons. We asked Enminger about Terrace Marshall and Jamar Chase. And let me just tell you, last night watching One for the Ages on the SEC Network, I hope it reminded everyone how good Terrace Marshall is, because I feel like he got lost a little bit. And I understand it. You had Jefferson, you had Chase, but Terrace Marshall, before he got hurt, and I'm not just saying this because I know him and he's from the 318 and all that. No, he was leading the country in touchdowns when he went down. And last night when I watched that package, even I was like, damn, I forgot he made so many plays. I forgot he was so key in the red area and so key to have for Joe Burrow to throw it up in the end zone and go get the football.
The play he made against Clemson, you just can't really cover that.
Yeah.
He's 6'4", and he can jump. He's got long arms, and if you just put the ball up in the air, and that's the thing that when you go back and watch highlights of the season last year, essentially Burrow just decided, okay, if these guys are in a one-on-one spot, I'm just going to throw it up there, and the amount of times they hit on that was outrageous. They weren't even wide open, but it's just it's one-on-one. Here you go.
You've got to have the belief in your players to do that. So many quarterbacks don't. Joe had it. So what is it going to look like next year? Here's Enminger on the plan for Marshall and Chase.
But I think that the biggest thing we have talked about in this room right here is I think we got to do a great job of moving Jamar and Terrence around, not leave them in one spot, not let them double team Jamar, switch Jamar and Terrence, put them both on the same side in a slot. Those are things that we're talking about as an offense that we have to improve on to get our best players in space.
There's no question. That's always a challenge, okay? We've got Jamar Chase here, and last year you saw teams start to bracket coverage Jamar Chase. Well, what did that do? Well, here comes a first-round receiver, Justin Jefferson. He's wide open. And I think more than Terrace Marshall, because I believe Terrace's skill set, he'll be on the outside, he'll be making plays. I think it comes to Racey McMath and Trey Palmer and Boutier and some of the younger receivers. Even though Racey's not a young player, this will be his first time to be on the big stage, to be a starter. There's a lot to like when you watch Racey McMath and what he did a year ago. For me, it's really not about Marshall and Chase. It's more about number 3. Who is that? It could be Eric Gilbert.
Yeah, I think he's definitely in the mix there. You're talking about McMath, the play he makes against Texas A&M, where Brennan throws that out route, and the A&M DB almost jumped it and got it, but McMath caught it, and then he turned around, and he just left the A&M secondary in the dust. And he's not – he's a big man to be running that fast. And
his name is Racey, so he's got to be able to pick him up and put him down.
I think that Bootsy's going to be a star, and LSU's wide receivers are not a problem in the least, and the running backs room is amazing. And then you've got so much talent at tight end with Gilbert. It's really is going to come down to that offensive line. That's the same thing we said last year, and the offensive line came and played pretty daggum good.
Well, just to make you feel better about the receivers, here's one last one from Steve Enminger.
A lot of our offense developed because of the development of Terrence Marshall and Jamar. I think Racey McMath is set to have a breakout season. I really do. Yeah. I think what we miss most about spring, in my opinion, is the young receivers. You'd love to see Dre Jenkins, John Trey Kirkland. You'd love to see Trey Palmer make the leap that those young players made last year. So, but I tell you what about wide receivers that I'm excited about is we got speed. Racey can run. Trey Palmer can run. All these guys can. These freshmen that are coming in, that they can run. So I really think we got to replace Jets.
All right, that was Coach Enminger on the receivers and the team speed.